Well, good morning all. This is Patricia and I am traveling for history. The July 2024 show was all about programs that you needed to know that were offered through your local library. And today I found even more library programs that you must know about. So if you have a library card, you can access these things for free. Take things for free that otherwise would cost money. And I don't know about you, but I am I'm very happy to save money any which way. And I'm guessing you do too. So when I am trying to find this in my library's website, I click on the bars off to the right and then click on a section called Resources. And under Resources, there is a whole bunch of stuff, and I click on Online Learning and Research Tools, and the first thing that comes up is what's called Triple E. It's education and enrichment for everyone. Look how gorgeous that looks. You can see that they tell you right here it's a lifelong learning organization presenting a series of interesting and diverse lectures each fall and spring. Now there are a list of 10 for this fall 2024. I'm only going to talk about one that I want to take, and that one is on Friday the 13th, of course it is. But we can see that Thomas Denenberg is going to be offering the Railroad in American Art. The Shelburne Museum has this show, has amazing paintings in it. And I think this topic will be amazing. What you may not know is how much I actually love trains. I think they're fascinating, interesting, and they opened up the West to us. Now, this photograph, this painting rather, is certainly of a train coming towards us. I think this was my favorite painting in the entire place. I don't know about you, but I love the way the artist made it look as if that headlamp on the locomotive were actually illuminating the area. That is a fascinating technique, clearly with using lighter paint against the dark background. But it's funny, I come from a family of artists. I'm not an artist. But I'm sure he's going to talk about that because they, usually with talks about art, they talk about the illumination piece. The other art piece the painting that I've decided to share with you is a different style of art. This one is quite nice as well. This shows us the average employee of a train company collecting the mail. It's just amazing. I've seen this done on a YouTube video, someone doing this as their job now. The train doesn't slow down, at least not much, and the person's going through some train station gathering up the mail. It's as hard as it looks. I mean, you have to be fast to do that. So the fact that this man is doing it and throwing the mail into the railroad car, which you can see behind him there, I love when things like that are captured. When I'm photographing places I'm visiting, I'm always thinking about how I'm capturing, in a moment in time. So the artists were doing that as well. And then I believe I have one more painting that I have here. This one here. I love how it's so, well, it's detailed, but it's also very, it's more like you're in the moment standing there looking at it right now, as if it were still standing. And the only other thing I'm going to say about this is less so about the talk and more so about the catalog that goes with this show. I had just looked at this painting, I had just photographed this painting, and then the catalog was right there. My friend and I were looking at it, and I saw that the photograph of that piece of art. And in my show on field equipment, I had mentioned that my phone was doing an irritating thing of reversing the image. In the catalog, that image is reversed. So meaning that whatever you see in my photograph of the image, everything on the right is on the left. And so the stuff on the left is on the right. So that's a reversed image. And my thought as a former bookseller or as a bookseller, is that that catalog could be worth more money down the road. It may be just a dud, but it could be worth more because the image is incorrect. All right, so anyway, that show is coming up on Friday the 13th, and you'd be able to watch it if you so desire. The Railroad in American Art. They have a lot of artwork, and if you can't go and see the show at the museum, and remember last month I talked about museum passes, so you could get that from your library and go. You still could pay money to get in, but it's still much better than paying full price. You can at least watch this and learn some cool stuff, and they will show pictures of paintings too. All right, up next, let's talk about Mango. Mango is a program where you learn languages, and thanks to our libraries, we can learn these languages for free. They have over 70 languages from which to choose. Over 70. The array is astonishing as I was looking at the list of language after language after language. Now, I've only decided to share a handful of them with you. So this is under the list of popular courses. You can see that they offer the Mandarin Chinese here, Russian, Korean, German. I've always wanted to learn German. In fact, a bazillion years ago, I was learning German from a cassette. Yep, a cassette. So it's a harder language to learn than, say, a Romance language, which there are no Romance languages listed there. But they offer other popular courses. Well, these are some of the languages they offer, offer. So we can see at the end of the list that you can learn Yiddish if you would like. I always thought Yiddish would be interesting to learn. And I mean, certainly Vietnamese, Uzbek, Urdu. You can learn, so understand there are two types of Portuguese language. There's Brazilian, which, as you can guess, where you would speak that. And there's a European version, which is spoken in Portugal and a few other places around Portugal. So just know that if you take the Brazilian Portuguese, that some of the words they use and pronunciations are different from the European version. And then we have, of course, Spanish. This is the, I think this language is the most spoken in the world, and the French and English. So, and then all the languages, you can learn amongst these other two, but you can learn American Sign Language. Who knew that would be possible? Because admittedly, when I think of a language, I think of a spoken language. But you can learn the American Sign Language. It's pretty amazing. And then, of course, Arabic, the Egyptian version and an Iraqi version. I think there was a third version, too, that I didn't capture in this photograph. This is not Mango. This is the next one I'm going to be talking about, though. But there's a whole array of languages available through Mango. So I haven't tried that yet, but it's on my list of things to try. So let's move on to Universal Class. Now, I want to make sure you understand that Universal Class, at least in my library, I'm guessing Vermont libraries in general, will no longer be offering Universal Class. It's being replaced by Udemy, which has tens of thousands of courses available. But Universal Class is, I really like the way it's set up. They have, much like Mango that has popular languages, Universal Class has featured courses. They have other courses too. And it tells you what this is. Knowledge is power. Learn something new today. Universal Class offers hundreds of online continuing education classes. That's what CE stands for. Our courses are not just tutorials, they are real. They include lessons, exams, assignments, discussion boards, and actual assessments of your progress. And I'll tell you what that means in just a moment. So we can see the featured course. is Excel Level 1, and then a popular course is Sociology 101. Another featured course is Proofreading and Copy Editing 101, and then a popular course is Excel Level 2. Popular course, Soap Making 101, because, I learned this in junior high. And I know others have not learned such things in junior high, but when I was in school, we learned this. And you could even learn Buddhism 101. Now, I want you to note that on each one of these, it tells you the number of hours it will take for you to complete it. And it says 0.8 CEUs. What does that mean? Well, if you're working in a professional environment, let's say you're a teacher, for instance, you have to keep your skills updated and fresh. So what do you do for that? You take some sort of educational course, continuing education course. Continuing education courses have what's called continuing education units, CEUs. And when you're finished, because the universal class courses have, when you take these courses, because they have assignments and tests and the discussion boards and exams, as long as you have a 70% grade or higher, you will receive these CEUs. To find out how many course hours that would be, you multiply by 10. So the one that's 0.8 would be 8 hours of course instruction, and you can tell how many, so you can satisfy however many hours you need to complete. It's amazing. Now, when I was looking at this, I was looking at something very specific, and because I want to take a class come October. It runs through January. It's a part-time course, and I need to bone up on English grammar in order to take it. And that may sound like you want to torture yourself. So I typed in English grammar, and before I continue with anything else there, I just want to point out that I was looking at Udemy, and which again is replacing the universal class. When I typed in English grammar on Udemy, it did not give me all of the options available. I had to type in something slightly different to get a different set, and then something slightly different to get even more. I don't understand that at all, but maybe that will change once they are fully operational on the on there. So the first bunch was the initial grouping of English grammar courses. This one shows us English grammar level 2 and then level 3. It tells us 0.9 CEUs for the first one and 0.6 CEUs for the second one. And we know that's 9 hours on the first and 6 on the latter. Now there is a bundle, there's this bundle here, 5.2 CEUs, which would give us 50.2 hours of time. Now when I clicked through on this to add it to my list of things I wanted to take, it wouldn't let me do it at all. Now, it did say that, if I had clicked on details to show you, that it did say that you would have, what was it now? It would take, on average, it takes people 52 hours to complete it. That's a lot. I mean, that's more than your 40-hour week, isn't it? Now, I was doing some calculations to see how long it would take me to get it all done if I did the bundle. And if I were willing and even able to do 8 hours of studies, and understand, I have a college degree, I have a bachelor's degree, but it's been decades since I was in college, which all I did was take classes during the day and have a part-time job elsewhere. And it was a work study. So that was, my brain was primed for that when I was in my late teens and early 20s. But I have a few more decades since then. But if I were willing and able to do 8 hours a day, it would be 6.5 days to get it done. And since it ends on the 31st, that gives me 8 days to complete it. A little frightening, to say the least. But you know, you can take the courses for free. You get these CEUs, and you can put that on your resume. They will give you a certificate that you can download to your computer. You can print it off as a PDF. I think that's amazing, since anything that you can put on your resume to show an employer that you have these skills and abilities, likelier you will be hired compared to someone who doesn't have those things or doesn't put them on your resume. It's phenomenal. And then you can see also that there's another picture here of my achievements, my profile, my contacts. Yeah, this stuff here. I have not achieved anything because I haven't taken anything yet. And also, something to know about the Universal Class 2 is that these are not active classes. You're not expected to be at some place at a certain time and a certain place. These are all online, and you work at your own pace, however long it takes you. If you need to rerun something, you can. It's not like you have to ask the professor to repeat him or herself. You just don't, because you're working on your own time when you have time. So maybe you're eating a soup and sandwich and you're doing this as you're consuming something. I love that idea a lot. As someone who taught classes, I think sometimes it's hard for someone to take in a lot of information at one time. Now I haven't, as I said, I haven't yet taken anything yet, so I'm hoping that when I get to Excel, I taught Excel, actually. I taught the basic levels of all the computer classes I offered. Since I'm self-taught, I'm a little, I wasn't sure I could give the best information, the best experience to my students, so I kept it at level 1 when I taught. Nice big strong foundation is a beautiful thing. And I will say also, when I was teaching, I used ridiculous examples to help them remember something. So I kind of doubt these folks will do that. But well, to give you an example, for instance, you know, I was teaching them the basics of Excel, so showing them some simple things like creating a range. So with Excel, you click in one cell and you drag the mouse wherever, and that box that's left behind is called a range. So, you know, they were having some trouble remembering some of the other things because it was a lot. So I used the song "Home on the Range." I was debating whether or not I would sing that here, but you know, I thought I would just spare your eardrums. But 2 years later, I met someone from that class randomly, and she said she still remembered that. So it was effective, even if it were silly. But you can take these courses, and they have all sorts of topics, not just English grammar. There's something for practically everyone from Universal Class. It's pretty amazing to me what they have. Some others I'm not going to touch on today, but you should know about is, Udemy is coming. We'll start on September 1. And as I said, they have tens of thousands of courses online, which do cost money elsewhere. You know, if you don't go through the library, they cost money. One I was looking at that I want to take is a $45 class. And I think I told you before that I like to save money. I just like to save money. I know you do too. Times are tough. Inflation is high. Who wants to spend money if you don't have to? Another one they have is the Khan Academy, Khan. And I don't know. I've watched a lot of Star Trek as a kid, the original show, and I just thought of Klingons. What can I say? But the Khan Academy believes that education should be free. So it's already free. And you could just do that through Khan Academy itself. And they also have thousands of videos. It's astonishing. Maybe I'll talk about them, Khan and Udemy, in a future show, as I keep finding these fabulous programs that you should know about and utilize. But again, you need to contact your library, look at their website, see what's on their websites and what's available to take. It may surprise you what they have. Even if they don't have these, they likely have some equivalent to them. And I would love it if you would put it in the comments below what your library has. Now, since I have an international audience, I'm always interested what my viewers who live abroad have available to them. So please share below. I read all the comments. It's really, it's terrific. So you can learn a lot, as I just said, and I hope that you decide to avail yourself of these opportunities, especially Universal Class. That's amazing to me, that you can earn something to put on your resume. That's amazing, absolutely. Now, of course, I was looking for English grammar, but as you can, I mean, they have practically everything under the sun. And you see on whatever that first one is, featured course there, that 18 hours with 1.8 CEUs. And that's just, wow. 18 hours is a lot, but you can get through it. I listen to a lot of great courses on my phone. It's through Audible, but you can, as you know, you can get those through the library too. Watch the July 2024 show, and you'll see that. I can plow through a 20-hour audiobook in 3 or 4 days if I have the chance to listen to it most of the day. So 18 hours, you can get through that. It's not undoable. And if you have any questions, you can certainly put those in the comments below as well. I do answer questions, and I do check back. I'm notified when I have a comment, and I always go to look to see what someone has said or asked or what have you. That's a fun thing. So make sure you have your library card. If you've just moved to some new locale, go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, get the address changed, go to your local library, show them your credentials there, and you can sign up for a library card. It's easy. Libraries make it simple. Excuse me. They make it simple, they make it easy. They want to provide services. They also have, now I'm not actually talking about anything that's under learning and workforce development, but they have an incredible list of things there too. Things that help you. We can see that under the resources, they also have a seed library. Yep, you can quote unquote borrow the seeds, which are donated by a couple of companies. You're not really borrowing them because you're using them, but if you can save seeds from whatever plants you're growing and donate them to the library if you would like. It's pretty amazing, to be honest. Stuff that I would never have thought about ever in a million days. Also on that list, since it was up, they have the financial aid options. If you want to go to college or university, you could go to, I'm guessing that goes to VSAC, the Vermont Student Assistance Corporation. There's small business information, finance, and taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes, I get that. But you need to have forms and all that to do taxes. So, and then they have just interesting stuff because, well, it's the library. So on that note, this is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. I'm so glad we had this time to spend together today so I could tell you even more fascinating, interesting, useful things available through your library that you may not have known about. I wish I had known years ago about these things. Could have saved myself some money and time. But anyway, do appreciate your being here. And as I say at the end of all my YouTube videos, thanks so much for watching. This is Patricia, and I shall see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.